Okay, let's jump into the labs. Here we have a description and the definitions of cross-site scripting. You can read it for more information. And here we have the different type of cross-site scripting. Basically, we have three types of cross-site scripting: reflected cross-site scripting, stored cross-site scripting, and DOM cross-site scripting. DOM cross-site scripting is like a subset of cross-site scripting, because a DOM cross-site scripting is not a stored and is not a reflected cross-site scripting. So maybe we can clarify this concept while resolving the labs. Okay, so let's jump into the first section. If we click here, it just jumps this section. We have here cross-site scripting. I have resolved this because I just doing this video again because I think it was very large. I want to jump into the labs and solve it. Okay, so here in the description, reflected cross-site scripting into HTML context. Okay, what is this? What are we going to see in this lab? What means HTML context with nothing encoded? So I have here an PHP file where I want to replicate, or I want to show you what are you going to see here. What is HTML context? HTML context is that the payload that we are going to inject is going reflected into HTML. If we have something like this, for example, a script tag, and we can inject here, the context is JavaScript, is not HTML. Okay, I think this is the difference between HTML context and JavaScript context. I think this is the difference. Okay, jump into the lab. This lab contains a simple reflected cross-site scripting vulnerability in the search functionality. Okay, this is a very simple lab. If you know cross-site scripting, this is very easy. So, reading the description of the lab, we have a cross-site scripting vulnerability in the search functionality. So in this functionality, we are going to search something here, and we see that it is reflected here. So if we inspect, we see that we put something here and it's reflected here. For example, if we don't know where is it reflected, we can put a random string that we know that it will not go repeated in other parts of the code. We can go here on the elements, we inspect, go to elements and search what we injected. Okay, not much fonts. Where? Okay, we have to search here. Control F and search here. Okay, why I can't search? Okay, I am completely stupid because I didn't send the request. So here we can search, and here is reflected. Okay, so I want to replicate this functionality in this file, in this PHP application. So, for example, if I put payload here, and this search parameter will be reflected after the payload string. So if I create my PHP server, I can see on localhost this application. And if I put a search parameter, it is reflected here, okay? So whatever we put here, it will travel to my PHP server, and PHP will get it through the get parameter and put here, okay? This will be replaced with this. So if we put something like this, like a vol tag, that travel to my PHP server, and it will be replaced here. That is why this is a reflected cross-site scripting, because the payload that we send through the request, it will be reflected here. PHP takes the parameter with this function and put here, okay? So if we create a script tag, and we put, for example, alert, the common payload, we can execute a script. That's the reason, because it's cross-site scripting, because we are executing JavaScript code. This travel to my PHP server, PHP replace this and send this HTML page to my browser, and my browser executes the code. So if we inspect here, we can see this is the same, okay? This is this, okay? PHP, the PHP file is this, but after processing the request, PHP returns this to my browser, okay? So I think this is we are going to see in this lab. So we can inject the same, a vol tag, to see if it is injected here. And we see here that it is injected. Okay, so if we put a script tag, with an alert, it will be executed, and the lab is solved. Very simple. We are going to see more complicated things through the labs, but for starting, I think this is okay, and I hope you can understand it with this example. I am not going to explain what is server side and client side, because with my English limitations, I think I will complicate more the concept, but this is what I want to do while solving the labs. Try to replicate into a PHP application, and then try to solve the labs with this knowledge, okay? So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.